What's going on, everyone? It's Jacob.
And Hannah.
Back here with another episode of Commerce Connects. We got Mark Lozada here from YBG Studios for round two. A lot has happened since the last episode, Mark. Kind of go into what's happened since the last episode.
First of all, last fashion show sold out. That was the last thing. That was kind of the main topic of the last show. But yeah, that kind of went crazy and took the brand to another level. I got a lot of engagement, a lot of new customers. Wichita, obviously showed out for that. But with that being said, Pete Davidson stumbled into the store too.
Okay.
Crazy experience. I wasn't there to experience it in person, but all together, like as a shop, all the guys, I think half of us were gone buying shoes, and then I was gone at the art museum figuring stuff out for the next show. But yeah, he stumbled into the store. Thank God CR was there to kind of explain kind of what I did with my clothing and everything. And after he kind of told Pete like everything, he just like fell in love. He was like, man, this is crazy. This is awesome. Like, I didn't know these were like handmade and all this. So he ended up cashing out. He bought probably like 4 jackets and 2 pair of pants in the summer too.
Man.
Wow.
So it was pretty crazy. And then I think the following night he ended up wearing my piece on stage and talking about it a little bit.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
Hopefully, that scene or whatever he said may be on Netflix.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
and that's just like amazing, because if he bought multiple pieces, like you might be, scrolling one day, and he might, be out somewhere big and he's wearing your stuff. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and like as soon as I saw it on Facebook and everything, because it went crazy, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's the perfect person to have it, because like that's all he wears. It's just like the like baggy sweatpants and like it was just like so him. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Out of everybody, it was like him, Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler would have been crazy.
Justin Bieber. It was about the 3 that I could name off the top of my head that like I could see rocking it. For sure.
Yeah. It was definitely a crazy experience for me. I didn't expect it at all. I know I was talking to my girlfriend about Pete coming to Wichita, and I kind of just wanted to go look and go see how much the tickets were, go out to the show, but then the art museum needed something from me, so I ended up missing the show and all that kind of stuff. But just seeing him just naturally coming to the store, it was just like, wow.
Yeah, that's really cool. And that's one thing we're seeing a lot more too. Like obviously Wichita's getting a lot more celebrities in town, but also too they're venturing.
Oh yeah.
They're not just coming, staying in the hotel, doing whatever. Like they're exploring the town. I mean, obviously Harrison Ford, he's always going around town and everything like that. But who else did? The guy from Full House that passed away. Yeah, he walked around town.
Yeah.
I think Adam Sandler, when he was in town, he did the same thing.
Yeah, went around.
So it's really cool seeing, like, they're not afraid to get out and explore the city.
Yeah, and they really like the local, local businesses, local feel. I mean, in the bigger cities, you get it a little bit, but like Wichita, I feel like is mainly local, like businesses. Like at least 70% of the businesses I feel like are like locally owned and stuff. So it is cool seeing them kind of go out and interact with all the small businesses, because I mean, we're in Wichita. It's not every day you see one of those influencers or celebrities kind of coming to your store. So we tried to capture and take in like every moment we could with that, and then expand and kind of further the connection. So with that, I actually have another project with Pete. I have to make some curtains for his apartment in his house. So
That's
wow.
awesome.
It's super cool. Crazy project. I never make curtains, but we're going to knock it out for him.
That's awesome.
So you've done similar stuff, though, like backdrops, right?
Yeah. So I made some backdrops for Destiny with Des Visions.
Oh, was that you? Those backdrops were you?
Yeah.
I figured,
like
and that kind of reminded me of your style. So I was like, okay, that's good to
We
know.
got something cool coming with that, too. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Just seeing, like, again, how you said it furthers. I mean, it just shows, too, like, obviously, like, you don't abuse the connection. Like, cool, yes, he bought your stuff, but don't be in his DMs fanboying the whole time or texting him, whatever the case is. Like,
exactly.
it's one of those things like you just got to play it cool, and that's one thing I've always seen people like slip.
Yeah.
They'll get that one like slight interaction, and then it's just fanboy from there on.
Everywhere,
like they're all people, bro.
At the end of the day, they're all normal. I know. This is another one, DaBaby. So that was after Pete, probably like 2 or 3 weeks after Pete. Shout out to Sammy and Rico did it. They let me know. They got me the access to kind of just go pull up on them and show them my merch, basically. It wasn't really hard just because Adrian and all them, they went to the last show. They showed out. They knew what I was able to make and everything. So they kind of felt like it was the vibe already for him.
Yeah.
So I pulled up on them when they were filming and everything, kind of like at a dead time. And they're all playing basketball and stuff. But, yeah, I got to chop it up with DaBaby a little bit, meet him in person, actually talk with him for a little bit. But, yeah, like you said, most of these people are just, like, chill humans. Like, I know a lot of people thought DaBaby was, like, this crazy, like, like, hates everyone. But, like, no, he's actually, like, super chill, funny, like, ADHD, like he's just like Adrian. Like literally, I see why they're like best friends. Like their energy matches. Like, he's cool, dude. He's not I don't know.
Yeah, he just seems goofy.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he's not like stuck up celebrity. He's like a real goofy dude.
Yeah, he just wants to have a good time at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, I remember seeing his early videos with Rico and them. Like, I mean, look at like Suge, all that stuff. It's just him having fun, and that's one thing. Like you look at him, but then you look at like a 21 Savage. You look at all these other people that are more like serious, like, oh, I don't want to mess with them, like a Dirk. But you know, they all still have fun. I mean, you even see Lil Durk have fun in his videos sometimes, where it's just like cool. Like you can see how like not stuck up a lot of these guys are. I mean, there are some out there that are just like, hey, calm down a little bit. But so for the DaBaby one, did you? So I guess you said you just like pulled up and showed him some stuff. So it wasn't like a direct commission. It was just like, hey, we're gonna try it and see if he likes it.
Yeah. So it was just kind of a hit or miss, really. I was just like, hey, it was some sample pieces I didn't even show or drop yet. Something me and my guy Gavin were working on. And then I was like, hey, I called him up the day of too, because it was kind of a last minute turnaround. Yeah. So we ended up making the 2 pair of shorts in like 6 hours for DaBaby. So that was cool. And then I remember going the whole day. I was like, dang, I'm waiting for the message where they are. And it was probably almost midnight. And I was like, dang, it's not going to happen. And then boom, I got the text. It was like, hey, we're here. Come pull up. And I was like, all right, bet. I'm on the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was crazy. Like my heart was like beating the whole time. I was like, oh.
Man, you could have like fallen asleep.
So real. Like, bro, I was on the game. I was about to get off the game. I was like, man, I'm about to get off. And I was like, oh, I'm about to go meet DaBaby Cap.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
And that's crazy. You just got to like, your work got seen by 2 very high level celebrities. Yeah. Like, was that something that's ever been on your bucket list or something that you wanted to happen?
Yeah, it's definitely been on my bucket list, but not kind of like how it came.
Yeah.
Like, I always imagined something different, or like me kind of mailing someone something in kind of the P.O. box reviews, not nothing in person, because we are in Wichita.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
It was just unreal, really. I was just, I wasn't really fanboying like in person, but like
it's hard.
in my incel.
Oh,
like,
you were
wow,
like going crazy. Yeah,
this is crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's been a dream of mine for a minute now. And the pieces that I gave them, I mean, personally, I thought they were cool, but not like nothing crazy that they would like be like, dang.
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know, like, I don't know if I could say it, but I'm gonna just say it anyways. But he actually ended up wearing the pants I gave him in his next video.
Okay.
So I got like kind of like a behind the scenes shot of like him in the shorts filming another music video.
Oh, okay.
So like that was kind of crazy too.
Yeah.
Like,
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So it's like.
So did he wear them in Adrian's as well?
No,
so not even.
This
that
is
one?
a different.
No,
This is a different one.
This is a video with him and Ty Dolla $ign.
See, that right there is even crazier. Like, that's gonna be so. I bet so surreal when you see that music video, and you're gonna be like, I did that. Like, that's my, and the thing is, like, your work was, he thought that much of it to wear those in his music video. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's a testament to like what you're doing and, you know, how you're taking off. Like, celebrities like that are like, yeah, I mess with that. I'm gonna wear this in my music video.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy. I know one of my models was doing some work with Spicy Rico.
Okay.
And she sent me over a little snippet, and I was like, dang, that's crazy.
That's awesome.
I didn't post it or nothing yet because obviously it hasn't released, and I want to respect them, and I'm not trying to crush no ties already. But yeah, so that's crazy. Recently, like about a week and a half ago too, I styled D'Adrian, Sammy, and Jathan in some custom pieces I made also for their music video that they did. So that was pretty cool too. That was another like day turnaround for D'Adrian. Got him some custom jeans instead of the pajama pants, you know. He's always
that's different for him.
Yeah. Pajama pants and Crocs all the time with that dude. So it was cool getting that opportunity too. I met Drew Filmed It, another
legend
with the music video. So he was also another like super chill dude. Like just they're all goofy at the end of the day. They just all want to have a good time.
Yeah, literally. So Drew and like, cause he was like more, cause like at the time too, if a lot of people didn't know, like him and Cole Bennett were like they were going up at the same time, and it was just always like if Drew didn't film it. And then you had like Cole Bennett, and so it was cool to see like you linking up with him on that.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a lot. I mean, Drew's done a lot of major stuff.
A lot with some big artists. Lil Baby.
He started off with like YNW Melly, like the Florida W. He was very much like the Florida videographer, and so it was really cool to see that. I mean, and it's like again, it's a testament to like. Even D'Adrian, like he's bringing people to the city, and putting people on,
putting it on the map.
I've been seeing a lot of things lately, and I kind of want to speak on that to where, like, I see people share his like DaBaby posts and stuff like that. Oh, bro needs to put on the city. Da, da, da. I'm like, he is like he's getting these people in the city, and he's putting his boys on, which is like, I mean, all he can like should do is. Bro, he's putting on his people. He doesn't have to go find a random person and be like, hey, bro, hop on this DaBaby song. I think it's. Like really cool to see, like, okay, it's doable. He's showing that, okay, from Wichita, we can bring these big celebrities here.
Well, and isn't this like still his like home base, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. Like he likes Wichita enough to like really, you know, be here a lot of the time and bring these people. Like I know he's ventured out a little bit, but I just think that's a testament to Wichita and him. He's doing a great.
Well, and he's always shouting out the witch. He's always talking about it. I mean, even when he was at Kobe's all the time, like he does his fair share, and that's one thing. Like I really think people should like. Okay, cool. Just because he brought DaBaby and y'all didn't know about it until it was posted on Facebook doesn't mean he's not putting on for the city.
Yeah.
Well, it's like with that type of celebrity, you kind of have to because you had to wait for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's kind of like he can't just be like, oh yeah, this dude's here. Like it's like it's a very small group, and I mean, you got to pull up in that. So that's great.
I mean, even when he brought Bee Slime to town, was it last year's Riverfest?
To the Riverfest,
that was crazy. Him and Drew and Bee Slime all running around Riverfest was just like,
it's crazy. He is doing a lot for Wichita. It's crazy you said that too, because I feel like he's not getting enough credit, kind of, just because at the end of the day, he's YouTube. That's his job, you know. That's his primary source. So at the end of the day, he has to knock out what he got to knock out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and thankfully, you know, he's doing it out here, and he's helping small businesses. You know, I'm benefiting from it. The store is. Other people in Wichita, kind of, you know, even if he films it there, you know, like little things like that. I mean, shoot, I mean, it's in Wichita. It's helping you, you know. Even all publicity is good, you know.
Yeah.
I mean? So I feel like some people are just kind of selfish with it, you know. They just want a little too much. You know?
So how did you because have you known him for a while?
No, so I actually met him during the fashion show when I was setting it up. I didn't know him at all. I just knew of two of like his friends he was kind of cool with. I reached out to them because they kind of liked the brand, seen what I did in the past with past photo shoots and shows, and they were interested. So I reached out to them. They wanted to do the fashion show. They were down to do it. And after the show, he was like, wow, like, this is crazy. He said he's never seen nothing like that in Wichita.
Yeah.
You know, everyone pretty much who was there was like, dang, this is crazy.
And it was.
So,
it was.
Kind of from that is how I built the relationship, and then through the DaBaby thing, and then now through doing him custom. So obviously I'm still building that relationship more and more and more. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, he's a chill dude too.
Yeah.
Like, everyone who I've, like, celebrity wise, who I've connected with, I feel like it's been through him. You know, they're out here for him.
Yeah.
So just having that connect has definitely kept me busy with getting out to that, like, influencer, creative, like the crowd I really want to get to, you know, to kind of help things roll a little better. But yeah, shout out to D. Adrian for real, and Sammy, Jathan, all those guys. They're definitely helping me get there.
Yeah, and they're just solid dudes. Yeah.
Custom pajama pants.
Oh yeah, I told him we gotta get some pajama pants or some Crocs. Yeah. Either or, I'm down to do it.
Some custom Crocs.
Dude, get him a set. That'd go crazy.
Yeah, for real.
That would go crazy. No, yeah.
Weird.
But speaking about the fashion show, so you're about to have another one. When is that?
So the next show is July 19th, and this one's actually for the art museum, the Wichita Art Museum. So there's a photographer, Annie Leibowitz. She was a Vogue and kind of Rolling Stone photographer. I mean, she shot everyone, like all your favorite celebrities from like the 80s, 60s, 70s, like all the way to like Rihanna.
Wow.
Like, she's done it all. So just kind of getting the opportunity from the art museum to just put on a show, to kind of show off that exhibit too.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Just because a lot of people have tried to get in with the art museum and they all got rejected, and for them to reach out to me, I was like,
that's
dang,
crazy. That's
awesome.
awesome.
This is cool. I'm doing something right. So that's gonna be July 19th at the art museum. It starts at 5:30. Doors open. Another show you don't want to miss. The last show sold out. People were watching it outside of the windows.
Yep.
So if you want to be at this one, I guarantee you it'll sell out, and snag your tickets right now if you want to. And links in the bio again. So I got it.
Man, so I guess the last one was more of like that military camo stuff. What's your idea for this one? If you can say. Not give away too much.
This one, it's kind of gonna be more tapped into what kind of I started with, you know, kind of what got me to like where I'm at now. You know, the last show was like, but like I want to bring it back to like what started, you know, me to kind of create, anyways. You know, from like the blankets and stuff to like all that stuff. So that's kind of the vibe I'm going for this one. But I want to switch it up a little bit, you know, make some pieces I never made with those materials. So it'll be something cool for sure. Something cool, some unique stuff for real. A lot of accessories. But yeah.
Man, speaking of the blankets, so I saw Destiny's new one with the Lana Del Rey.
Oh, that one was fire.
Insane. I didn't know you could get tapestries made like that.
Yeah. So now I'm able to fully customize the tapestry. So like, if you got some photos you want of like your favorite celebrity or pictures, like, I don't know, of nature, really anything, I'm able to like panel it out now. So like I could put a certain image on the front, the sleeve, the other sleeve, the back, and then kind of just patchwork the hood together with all the scraps left over. So,
dude, that's insane.
That's a game changer.
I saw that and I was like, no, that's a custom tapestry.
Yeah.
And so now that's, I mean, if you start pushing that of like, hey, we can get your favorite tapestry hoodie now, very custom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So the goal is say next football season, I'm gonna snag a couple Kansas City tickets, probably like somewhere as close to like the end zone as I can.
Yeah.
But I want to bring me and Destiny, go over there and get her to do some live shots, you know, them in the end zone or whatever, and take those pictures of whatever player we kind of try to like highlight, and then make a tapestry of in-game photos, and then make that into like a piece for them and try to send it to them.
That'd be cool.
So that's like the lane I'm trying to go down now, since I'm able to fully customize that. And then Destiny, as you know, with the photographer, you know, the pictures speak for themselves. So just having a you know, a nice gallery of photos and a one-of-one piece, I feel like it'll capture the moment and like that day, that game, like everything's so much better than just the photo, you know? You'll have everything, like you'll be able to wear it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know? So
That's awesome. And like just ultra customized that way. And I don't know, that's just a very special way to like piece that together and then to give it to them. Like that's, you know, that's going to be crazy.
Well, and think about all the other athletes, like the basketball players.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even do some WSU stuff or like, and then like just work up that. I mean, Grady's from here. Like you can make that connection with Grady, get him.
Oh yeah, get a couple in game.
I don't know if he dunks in game. I don't know like that.
Yeah,
but let me get
some, that 3-point shooter.
Yeah, get some cool shots and like have him do a custom, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different lane too. Like because obviously it's bound to grow in the rap game. I mean that style and everything that you do, I mean, that's bound to grow. It's just gonna take people seeing it, and then. Like the sports stuff too. I mean, they've been more and more. I mean, I saw some pictures of the draft outfits. I saw some people talking about that. And so they're getting away from suit tie like ultra professional. It's almost just like any other red carpet where it's like who can wear the
drippiest, kind of craziest fit. That is crazy that you said that. I did notice that too. Like the last like few years too, the outfits have been getting pretty more fashionable.
I mean, even Grady's like that was crazy. Just like ruby red sequin.
Well, and even just pregame stuff, like you know, going into games, like it's literally it's a fashion show. Like the tunnel pictures, like for really any sports, basketball, football. I mean, even women's basketball. It's literally like it's so fashionable now. So that's a solid lane.
Yeah, and I feel like more athletes now are like into fashion. I mean, I feel like they always been. Like in the past, the 90s and the 80s, and early 2000s, like there was always like those handful of players that were into fashion. But now I feel like it's more like, all right, more than half of the league is into the fashion scene now. So like anytime they do anything outside of like the court, they're always like making sure their outfits are good. You know? Majority of these guys have stylists now. So that's been cool. I've been working with actually Brees Hall stylist, so that's been cool. Another Wichita person who in NFL now,
for the Jets. So it was a crazy season last year too, and probably another crazy one this year.
Top 5 running back for sure in the NFL. So it's been cool. I made some customs for him too. So he's definitely been getting tapped into the fashion scene himself.
Yeah, so he's another like. Cool when he comes back to town. Because he popped out to the Sneaker Fest. Sneaker Fest. But last year, it was just random. I'm walking around and I'm like, hold on, like he's just casually walking around. And people are coming up to him, and he was cool. Like, he even like joked with a couple kids. Like I said, there's some kids that are probably 11, 12 years old. Are you Brees? Nah. They're like, no, you are. Let me see your ID. And he pulled it out, and he was just like, yeah, see, and. So it was just cool seeing him like interact like that. So, but that's one thing I didn't ever think about too either was like hitting up stylists. And getting in with them because I mean that's how I got in with Vicky when I was in LA. Her stylist actually put on his story, like hey, like we need a photographer for Vicky tomorrow. And then a buddy of mine sent it to me. It was like, hey, like see if you can get into it. And so I shot him a DM right away, and luckily, I was the one to be picked. So.
It's crazy moments like that, like the last minute things I feel like that kind of pop up that I mean if you don't sometimes you don't think you even it's gonna happen to you but I mean if you don't try I feel like the opportunity like it'll never present itself, you know. You gotta you gotta go reach for it. You gotta go get it. So.
Well, and you have to, but also too, you have to be ready for times like that too.
You do.
You have to. You gotta be able to sacrifice some stuff for real. I know. With the DeAdrian thing for his last video, I was in the process of moving houses. Literally the day before, I was starting to tear down my workroom, and I was like, "Oh!" They started messaging me, and I was like, "Oh, let me wait on this." And then I had to wait on it, you know. But yeah, I had to sacrifice moving, you know, push my schedule around to knock that out for them. But you know, he always blesses me with opportunity, so it's only right if I return the favor, you know. So yeah, you got to be definitely willing to sacrifice something in those times. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna get to that next level. It's always a sacrifice having to be made, whether you're just starting out or at the top already, you know, wanting to hit that next level or a peak at some point. But yeah.
So all that stuff's last second.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems
is.
like every great opportunity that I've had presented, it hadn't been something that's like, oh,
Planned
hey,
out.
It's 2 months down the road.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it's just like, boom, right then and there.
So
It's spontaneous.
tomorrow.
Yeah, like,
Or
hey, can you do this?
3 hours.
Can you pull up right now?
Yeah, pull up.
Like, a lot of that stuff. And I mean, I could only, I mean, for myself, all I got to do is just get a camera ready.
Yeah.
For you, you're like, oh, this is like a 4-hour piece or whatever. Like,
it's definitely it's crazy dealing with it, but honestly, I feel like every time I've been watching like all the fashion shows, like the hype and everything. So like I was like trying to like prepare myself for like all those like last minute challenges. And you can ask like my girlfriend or anyone who's like around me really. I used to give myself like these 2-day challenges where I'll wait last minute to make 2 outfits for like my last fashion show or something. So like my last show, I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait 24 hours before the show and I'm gonna make the last outfit just to kind of like spice it up. Because I had everything made. I had like probably like 3 or 4 additional outfits I could have had out on the runway, but I was like, you know what? Let me just do this just to see what I could do in this small time frame. Knocked it out, you know, so it keeps me on my toes, giving myself those little like tasks and stuff, you know, because like you said, everything, like all those opportunities that kind of get you to the next level always come like last minute, like the day of or the day before, or maybe like hours before for real too sometimes. So it's crazy how all that stuff works out, and usually that's like the connection that kind of you want that's gonna get you to where you want to be.
Very
you
true.
know.
Yeah.
So.
well, even like the Pete Davidson thing, you didn't know that was happening.
I didn't. So just having the store like kind of on point and clean, nice. It was just
that's the one thing about Knockout too, is like it's like the Cool Cakes. I mean, it's like one of the only shoe stores in town, and it's like if somebody's into that stuff, you look up sneaker store. I mean, they're not gonna go to a Foot Locker. They want to hit like an actual like sneaker store. And also, I mean, with your stuff there as well. Like, I mean, you guys have a lot of apparel in there.
Yeah, we do.
And so it's really cool to see. I mean, you guys will carry anything like the Babes or the Hellstars, stuff like that. But also, you have, I mean, because you guys remodeled. You're not in the back room anymore, right?
No. So the back room is all vintage now.
Okay.
And the front room is kind of more like the hype beast, more like the, like you said, the Bape, the Hellstar, the one-on-one pieces I make, some of like the local brands that are around. But for the most part, it's just like that high end, you know, different clothing.
Yeah, well, and that's cool too, because then it's placing you with those. It's not like the vintage is wrong, but it's putting you next to those rather than next to similar stuff. I think that's really cool, like to even just see the shop growing in that aspect. I mean, y'all have been killing it.
We're constantly trying to figure out different ways to grow the store and the shop. I know we're planning on doing more events, more like Saturday steals, more kind of just pop-ups, you know, making it more like a party, more of a vibe than just people just coming and shopping. You know, we want to connect with the customers more, so we're trying to figure out a schedule on how to get that done. So.
No, that's awesome. I mean, even seeing you guys' 3-year just came up.
That's
and
awesome.
so seeing like the giveaways and I mean the community engagement with that store is insane.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, you always got Ernie out there putting shoes in the tree or just like.
Or for pizzas. Was that this Saturday? For these 2 pizzas, you get this pair of shoes.
Hey, I was ready.
I keep up with it.
But it's just really cool seeing that aspect. I mean, even like how you guys have the home team in there, or One For Us is in there. Like seeing you guys do like those activations for those people is really cool to see. Because I mean, if they don't have their own brick and mortar, there's nowhere else they can really go. Like, there's not really many stores in Wichita that will carry a local place. Because I know like Space Station used to back in the day when Space Station was
in the
around.
mall, right?
Yeah, yeah. So they had the mall and then the old arcade.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
But like even seeing those, it's just cool like how accepting you guys are of the community.
Yeah. I know there's a it's kind of hard too for a lot of like small brands here in the city to grow locally, just because there's not. I mean, pop-up markets and stuff. Yeah, I mean that's cool, but there's not really like that influencer kind of. There's nothing that'll just set you off like immediately out here. So it's just really like taking your time, growing with the community, and kind of talking to everyone, building the relationship. I feel like majority of my customers I had some kind of conversation with them, unless it's been at the store and I'm not there. But for the most part, it's been pop-up markets. I mean, anyone who's bought stuff from me at a pop-up market knows I talk to them. I tell them like, hey, thank you, like, you know. But yeah, so the community here, I mean, they're accepting for sure. I mean, I did it, and some of the pieces I sold, I'm like, what is this? You know. But yeah, it's just connecting with the people really, and building who you are as a person, because who you are is like your brand at the end of the day. So,
Yeah.
That's the major thing with the markets too. Is, I mean, we'll see like shop and grub stuff like that where, I mean, vendors will be like, oh, well, why am I not selling anything? And it's like, you've been sitting behind your desk the whole time on your phone. People are walking by you. Yeah. And that's one thing with you. You're always up. You're moving. You're in front of the booth. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Like, and you've built that community even there amongst, I mean, people are selling relatively the similar stuff. Obviously, they're not like the one-on-ones, but people are coming by and, like, you're still talking to them. I mean, like, that's one thing I love about, like, even the pop-up market community is it's a community. Like, everyone's engaging with each other there. So.
Yeah, and it's like the experience they get. Like, you're selling an experience along with, you know, the pieces of clothing, and people know that. You know, that's why they keep coming back. Or even when someone gets their first experience, like, at a pop-up market with you, like, it truly is an experience, you know, because, you know, not always do you get a talk with the owner or the person, you know, making the clothes that, you know, they're buying. So I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
So I remember the first time I picked up from you in the alleyway.
We're in the alley. I think it was Spectrum Music.
You're like, I'm at Spectrum, and I go inside of there. I'm like, you're not. Where are you, bro? And you're like, oh, I'm in the back in the alley. I was like, okay. But yeah, it was just cool to like, just like how authentic of an experience that stuff is.
Yeah. And then, shoot, I think from that conversation, I mean, look where we are now. The relationship's built crazy. He shot like all my crazy videos, and this dude's crazy with the camera. So shout out to Jacob for real. I appreciate you. And Hannah too. I mean, they got me into the Commerce Club for the fashion show. You know, that whole experience was smooth for me. Y'all made the whole everything kind of just sell perfectly. So thank y'all again for that.
Yeah, no problem. And then, you know, getting Tev.
Oh yeah.
He always be hitting me. Hey, what's that guy's Instagram again?
Yeah. That's Tough Player Made. Yeah.
So he loves them hats.
Yeah, that was like kind of my first big like Wichita person who made it out of Wichita. Like, yeah, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was so fun. I ran it, like I saw him on your story. Yeah, and I sent him to him. I said, "What you think about these?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I need them." And he instantly sent me the money and was like, "Hey, can you link with bro?" I was like, "Yeah."
That sounds like him.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta go pick up some stuff anyways. Yeah. Him, so yeah, no, it's really cool to just see like the growth of everything.
Yeah.
So other than like the upcoming fashion show, is there anything, you know, major collaborations you have coming up that you can share? Because I know a lot of times you can't share everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're looking forward to other than the fashion show, which is going to be huge?
Yes. So the fashion show is going to be like more of like the one-of-one drop, you know, but my next collection is going to be super, super cool. It'll be more like that wholesale, you know, like mass produced. Yeah. But I'll still have some one-of-ones in there, but this collection, I feel like it'll be more for like everyone, you know. Everyone who wants like a taste of the brand will be able to get a taste of the brand I mean, if you're there on time.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I plan on selling out of this one. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be super cool. The whole concept theme. I plan on like marketing it really crazy, different, different than most like businesses do right now. I do have some other collabs I'm working on right now. I did the collab with Las Delicias.
Yeah,
you know?
that was fire too.
Hey.
Yeah,
I got one of the.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
remember which one of them, not the lavender one, but it was fire.
Oh, the strawberry kiwi.
Yeah, it was fire. I wanted to try the lavender.
The lavender one's crazy. Like we were talking about at Taco Fest. Like I'm not a lavender fan like that, but yeah, it was just a smooth lemonade.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah,
Definitely go try that if y'all haven't tried any of those.
Facts. It's Las Delicias. They're located on Waco, but yeah, if you haven't had those YBG drinks yet, man, y'all are missing out. They're pretty fire. They're pretty fire, and I think at Taco Fest they sold out twice, and then at the Shopping Grub, it pretty much sold out. So yeah, I mean, y'all are drinking it up. I mean, if you haven't tasted it, go ahead and get you some.
Yeah. It was cool when we were going around at Taco Fest. I think I told you about it. How I just asked for people to just do a cheers with the drinks.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking much of it. I was like, I just need some content real quick. And they were just like, well, if you do, will you tag Mark? And I was just like, sure.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't think much of it. But it was just cool seeing like how like almost like cult fan base you're growing.
No, for real. It's
crazy.
Beginning to be a large fan base.
It's cool. I really appreciate everyone who's been supporting me throughout the journey. Without y'all, I really wouldn't be where I'm at now. Y'all keep showing me love. I'm keep showing y'all love back, and doing kind of these collabs with other businesses that show you a little bit of like my personal life, you know. That's why I did it with Las Delicias, just because I organically kind of naturally went to them, and it was just cool seeing, like you said, at Shopping Grub. Every time I was at Shopping Grub in the past, I would always see people migrate from my booth to their booth, from their booth to my booth, whether it being like them having my drink, I mean, them having their drinks in my booth, or them bringing my clothes over to go get a drink over there. So I saw the customer base was like similar, and I was a fan of their drinks already. So I made the connection, and then they reached out to me, and then I was like, hey, let's do it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's like the most random collab too.
Yeah.
But it's fire.
Yeah, it works out very well. Yeah.
And the community's great. Like seeing, I mean, like these shirts here.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday I wore one to the brunch.
Yeah.
And then Quang from Let's Eat was there wearing one. Like we did the whole Spider-Man look at each other. And then today I re-wore it, but was down in the office and Hannah walks in with that one, and I'm just like, man.
It's been cool. Definitely getting those photos too. Recently, I've been donating a lot of like of my projects that I didn't really feel comfortable like throwing out. So kind of like my defected items, I've been donated to like thrift stores, Goodwills and stuff. And recently I've been getting photos of like people like, hey, YBG's in the thrift store. I'm like, hey, like,
that's awesome.
They think that like people are getting rid of their clothes, but I'm the one donating it to the people, because some people may like still want that, even though I think it's messed up. Somebody might, hey, I want this. They can't afford it at $20, so it may be at the thrift store for like $4 or $3. You know, they could afford it then. So it's better than me just throwing it away, you know, and kind of limiting my audience, you know. So yeah, that's been cool. And then I don't know.
Yeah, that's just like the merch it's going crazy.
Yeah, for real.
And like even though like these aren't like mass produced and everything, it's a fun little game. I just love seeing seeing YBG in the wild.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like it's you and then Devontae's brand Reverse Mindset.
Oh, I love that.
And it was crazy. Where was I? We were at Walmart, and I saw a guy in a Reverse Mindset hat and a YBG shirt, and I was like, he's really supporting the local guys.
That's been crazy too. And then Buckets too.
Buckets.
Shout out Buckets.
And I've been seeing a lot of his customers are definitely tapping in with me now too. And the connection there has been super cool with Eric and those guys over there at Buckets, man. But
when's that Buckets YBG collab coming?
Yeah,
it's
I was
definitely
gonna say
something.
that
Definitely
would be-
something. We've talked about and probably gonna get on the roll.
Yeah,
here.
I said that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, like you guys as well. Like, yeah, Buckets has been going crazy. I love seeing all their stuff. And man, he just posted this new one on his story.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I need that like yesterday.
The
bro.
T-shirts are crazy.
Oh, the ones that he's about to drop.
Yeah.
The red.
I forgot what the saying was on it, but it was.
I think I messaged him about that too. I'm like, make sure I need to make sure I get this. I need to make sure I get this.
It was like that Nike font.
Yeah,
that was hard.
And that's the thing with brands like that. Like I want more YBG stuff, Bucket stuff. I want to, supporting local and I mean, are essentially our friends and network. Like that's very important.
So that's like 90% of my wardrobe.
No, literally is.
It's like our merch, your merch, Buckets.
It's
it's just the same rotation.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Like, I mean, even like the Ducks shirt. I've worn that out, and now it just looks like a vintage tee. How many times it's been washed and dried, and I mean, it's still it fits.
Yeah. That's crazy. You said that was the goal with that T-shirt too, to kind of just over time like naturally have that faded like vintage look. So it's cool like having the local brands and in your rotation. I mean, I know I have a handful of local brands in my rotation who kind of just gave me their clothes and stuff just to, do a little brand review. So and also if you want me to do a brand review for you, review your clothes, your products, I'm willing to do that for you. Just shoot me a DM and I got you.
Yeah.
And then you should start doing like with that brand review, like actually reviewing their socials and seeing like how seamless it is. Because that's another thing with you is like, especially after like collabing with Destiny so much, it's like your brand is so defined.
Yes.
Like there's clothing brands out there where it's just like, are you guys like a reseller for Alibaba? Like what are you doing? But like seeing like your guys' stuff, it's very like clear of like what your guys' image is.
Yeah, and we take a lot of time too trying to figure out and curate like that look. It's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's hard, but now it's getting a little challenging just because I am, like one of the bigger brands in Wichita. Trying to be different, without people coming and kind of taking the vision right after me. So we always take a lot of time of like, hey, like let's do this and let's only us do this, just trying to figure out those unique shoots, styles, locations, all that fun stuff.
I mean, even if it's a location, like there's even like outside of your guys' stuff, like Destiny shot too. Like, she'll use a normal location. I mean, I guess one instance is like your clothes on a fence. Like that's just like it's a fence. But the way she shot it, it was like it
so
fit.
Creative. It fit the brand too.
Yeah, the aesthetic and everything. How she edit, like it's just perfect.
Yeah,
like,
and you guys are so
it's
fit
just
so well together.
Yeah, we're locked in for sure. The growth we've bounced off of each other. I got to meet DaBaby. She got to shoot for DaBaby. You so the connections we have, they're like we're neck and neck. We don't gatekeep. If there's an opportunity, I feel like she could go crazy at. And not necessarily me, I'll reach out and be like, hey, you need to do this. Same with her, so just having that, relationship that we're not kind of scared of each other's work. I mean, we're in totally different fields, but we're feeding off of each other. We're both building like our growth kind of from our giveaways that we do. And then just working with each other has just been crazy. Like the last year, I think our engagement has went like combined like almost 100K profiles like together. It's been crazy. So it's been cool just kind of building my team this year too. So not only like photographers, but like videographers too, and then like graphic designers, manufacturers, all kinds of stuff, just so when I do hit that point where I'm like, all right, I gotta kind of step back a little bit, just do this. It'll kind of be easier, and everyone is adjusting to their role right now, like slowly. So it's going to be a cool like end of this year.
Yeah.
You know, I'm interested to see like how the fall ends for me, just because the transition I'm starting to take and I'm wanting to take is gonna be something cool. Not only for Wichita, but like to get the brand out there outside of Wichita. So yeah, it'll be fire.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like where your brand goes, because it's really, you know, the sky's the limit on that. Like, I mean, we've seen it in the last, you know, handful of weeks how, you know, when you got it out there, and it's just going to continue to get out there to the people that it needs to reach. And, you know, it's such a cool brand, you know, the story behind it in general, like what it stands for, what you stand for is awesome. So
yeah, thank y'all for real.
So for someone that's wanting to, I guess more of the question is how worth it is to do that. You mentioned like the P.O. box stuff. I know there's a lot of guys that will just try to find a celebrity's P.O. box and just send stuff. Is that beneficial? Are you losing money? Like, what's your thoughts on something like that?
I think so with me it's a little different, just because I'm more over like my manufacturing than most brands are. True. I could make something like immediately if I wanted it to. Unlike some clothing brand owners, if they don't really have it in that size, then you're kind of like bummed out. But with me, I'm gonna make it happen no matter what. But really, I'd say you could benefit from it a lot. You just have to know what you're sending to who you're sending it to. So like if you send something that's like not like, for instance, like a Disney shirt, right? A Disney, I don't know, kitty shirt to like someone who's in streetwear, like they're obviously gonna be like, what is this, dude? Like, you know. So it's just, I guess, knowing the person's style and kind of like what they have in rotation, what you've seen them wear, and aligning your brand with them. Like if it makes sense, then I mean, go for it. And as far as like losing money, I don't think you will be losing money. I see it more as like a marketing expense because like whether you're running ads, you know, or doing something, I mean, it's marketing, you know. So if he gets that, or whoever you send it to, if they enjoy that or like it, I mean, and they open that on stream or take a video, post it on Instagram or whatever they do, it could take your brand to like the next level. That could be like your Willy Wonka golden ticket, you know. So I don't really think it's a loss unless you like make it a loss. So you just got to be smart with what you give those people. I know I was, and it kind of took me off to that next spot. So I definitely think it's worth it for sure if you do it the correct way.
Yeah, because I never even thought about it like that. I've just always seen like there's certain people, was it like All About Profit guys? I've seen them kind of post some celebrities here and there that are like just giving them a shout out and stuff like that. Where and it's cool to see that. I mean, even like Deadrian, like I know his P.O. box, like he gets stuff sent to him all the time, stuff like that. To where it's like you have to make sure you stand out. That's what my thought is on it too. It's like you just can't send a normal tee. Like the quality has to be there. Like it's like don't ruin your chance before it actually could happen.
Yeah, and then I feel like now a big thing is it's not only you in that P.O. box. You know, it could be hundreds, thousands. No telling what these people are getting sent. So you just gotta make sure like the display, your packaging, everything is kind of like presentable, because whoever you send it to, their marketing is different. So like how they present that, whether it's on stream or whatever, that's gonna really that's going what your customer sees, future customer hopefully. So
it's like it's true. If there's 100 boxes sitting there, it's like you don't be the box that they pick out.
You don't want to be the crumbled up box with shipping label falling off. Like you want to be that nice box, you know, presentable. Like dang, like whoa, you know. So I'd say really focus on that before even just sending your stuff out, because it's crazy what I've been seeing. These like just watching like reviews, because that was something I was actually gonna start doing, sending like I'd say 10 influencers or people my stuff, but then I was just looking and looking and looking, and I was like all these brands are doing the same thing. They don't have nothing cool like standing them out, you know. Like recently, there's this guy named Quan. He's like Atlanta. He's huge in the fashion scene. But he did a PO box review, and like basically he was just like saying how all these brands are like the same, all the clothes like isn't, you know. And I feel like he was getting a lot of hate from it, you know, because he's talking down on small businesses and stuff. But I mean, you got to take the advice, you know, you got to take the criticism. I mean, if he don't like it, somebody else might like it, but you just got to figure out how to build and stuff like that. I mean, like that, like I said, that dude's like a major influencer. I mean, he had thousands of shirts and clothes from brands. Like, the odds of all of that being something he'd wear is very, very slim. So,
well, and you're kind of asking for it.
Yeah,
like if you're sending something of that caliber,
so
I would almost be like, thank you for talking down on me.
Thank you for bringing my name up at least.
Well, like, thank you for like letting me know what I needed to do.
Yeah,
it's obviously it's like it'd be great if it was perfect, but the fact that he was just like, if he just didn't look at it and be like, oh, it's mediocre, and throw it to the side. Like if he took the time to tear it apart, man, like cause there's been times where like I would enter like photo contests, stuff like that. Back when I was in LA, like I'd send it off and like. You'd have to like do like a speed edit, so just a video of you editing the photos and whatnot, and the like guys would review it. And there's been a couple times where I was like, damn, I just got shredded on live. But I mean, then I thought about it. I'm like, some of that's actually valid.
Yeah, you learn. Yeah, you'll learn from it.
And that's like everything in general. Like most of the time, if someone's critiquing stuff, you got your haters out there. Like, don't pay attention to the comments like that. But if it's someone like valid in that space, don't take it as, oh, they're being a hater. I mean, if they spoke on it,
then
just take it and run with it.
Yeah. I mean, even like someone like yourself, say you go to a booth or whatever, hey, I like this, but this could, be a little bit better. And it's like someone's going to take it as, oh, no, he's hating. But it's like, yo, you spoke. You took the time out of your day to, give it some advice.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people don't. They get too in their head, they take it as an insult when it's not, It's
they
just
take it personal.
Yeah, it's just if someone doesn't like it, they don't like it.
Yeah.
They're just being honest. You can't be mad at someone for being honest.
I'd rather someone be honest than gaslight.
Oh, this is fire, and then not buy one. Like, what's going on?
So is it too fire? Like you afraid?
What's going on?
That's wild. But I say at the markets and stuff like that, what's your advice for somebody that's trying to start the pop-up market game?
Yeah, so pop-up markets, I feel like the success of them really just goes on you as a vendor. Like you said earlier, if you're sitting down, not really getting out, talking to no one, your sales are obviously going to be low. You want to be able to sell the product and the product sell itself, because then that's how you maximize it, because whenever someone goes in your booth, if they're already drawn to it, and they walked in there, they're in there for a reason, So you obviously want to talk to them, ask them how their day is going, kind of just, build a conversation. Just talk like how you would talk to a friend, That's really, like, for me, what took everything to the next level. Like, the markets are, for me, I feel like a mini block party, just everyone getting together and just shopping and just chilling, You just gotta know how to. It's not hard either, because everyone's out there to have a good time. So I mean, as long as you approach them the correct way, I mean, no one's gonna say nothing to you crazy. There's nothing to be afraid of. I know I was early on. I was afraid of like someone like not talking back to me and just walking away. I mean, you got those people who will, but I mean, for the most part, everyone's like human, normal. Yeah. They're gonna respond to you.
Well, like, not everyone's there for, and that's another thing too. Is like you have to know not everyone's there for you.
Yeah.
Like like Shop and Grub. There's 40 to 60 vendors depending on what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, like, just knowing, like, it's a potential customer. I mean, even if they don't buy something that day, like they could still hit you up on Instagram or come to the next one. It's like always leaving that good impression on people.
Yeah, that's another thing. Even if they don't buy something, I always make sure I try to get a follow or Instagram.
Yeah, some interaction.
Some kind of interaction with them. Handing out business cards, that helps a lot too. But really, just making sure like everyone who goes in your booth should walk in or out with like some information about you. Whether it's like your social, like follow me on Instagram or I didn't know you did that or something. I feel like a lot of people most of the time at the events don't even know I make the clothes. They think my girlfriend makes the clothes. And I'm like, no, I make the clothes. Like I sew the clothes and everything. So just it's always cool explaining to them like that. But yeah, like my advice number one would be stand up. Don't sit down. Remove the chair unless you need the chair. Like unless you're making like jewelry or something on the spot. You don't really need a chair at an event. Like walk around. I know when I first started early on, when no one knew who I was, I walked around every single booth and made sure to like talk to them, introduce myself, give them a card, see what their business was, and just kind of just be like, hey, I'm located over here. I do this. Come swing by whenever you're free. But from that, I mean, now pretty much where any shopping grub I go to, all the vendors know me. I'm next to you guys and at the festive tent, and a lot of the customers or a lot of the regulars kind of just come over there and just hang out with us now. So that's pretty cool too. So like once you build that audience and crowd and kind of like being seen, really, you just got to get out there constantly too. For me, even when I didn't do great at Shopping Grubs financially, like social, like on the socials or like getting customs or like future customers, like engagement overall for the brand was like there. You know, I gained in one of the categories, I feel like a lot of the time people are just so worried about gaining in every category, especially like financial, they're not focused on like the other things, like your social can make you more money. Or like, you going out and building a connection can get you a lead to go make more. So just it's literally networking. Like I feel like that's everything at those markets.
And Bailey even like she just did that one market, but she didn't like profit financially day of, but since then she had 4 or 5 people hit her up for customs, and she made her money back off of it. And she's like, cool, if I didn't do that market, these people wouldn't have known about it.
Exactly.
And so even just like I saw that firsthand with her, it was like, okay, cool, like how can we improve for the next one, but also still like consider and acknowledge the gains from the last one. Like like just always knowing that like, okay, cool, you might not profit back. Like the goal is obviously to always do that. But I mean, when you, like whether it's like your ticket item, I mean, I bet like those the guys that would always set up like the little robotic lawnmower, those guys. It's like that's such a high ticket item where it's like, cool, they might be out every single one, but there's so many people that see them. I mean, I know I've got the business card and I don't even got a house to have a lawn. But it's like, I know when I get that lawn,
then you're gonna
I might have
it's like, man, I might get that robot lawn. A Roomba for a lawn is crazy.
Well, and that just shows you that it is a good place, like you said, to network. Like I go every single time just to network with people and to see everything. So it's a really good way if you're a small business and have something to sell, not only to sell your products, but to network with the people within the community there too.
For sure. And I feel like now a lot of people, they don't really know like how much networking is like beneficial, you know? I feel like that's been the number one ticket for me. Especially being like locally, like, man, the amount of people I talk to and like all the like high, known people in Wichita who I know now, I'm like, hey, it's cool. And then like going to like events and like people coming up asking me like, "Hi, how do you know this person? How do you?" Just like here, like talking to people. Yeah, it's just the opportunities come if like you create them.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's
So
that's a good one right there.
You gotta create them. So.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, you got to get out your shell.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that you're gonna grow if you don't have the awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Or you have to put in that forward.
Yeah. I know year one for me. You probably seen it too for Shop and Grow. I was just like, what the heck, you know, because I wasn't used to it. It was just, I was just kind of thrown. I mean, I've done markets before, but not any clothing pop-up markets. They were all with my dad, like doing like food trucks and stuff. So something like Shop and Grub without the clothing, you know? Just the grub, just the
like
food
rallies, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I always had like a idea of like how the markets worked from that, but I was always like in the kitchen, like making stuff, you know, for my dad. I was never like talking on the register every now and then, but yeah, that's kind of like I had a little knowledge of like the events and like how do they win, how you could grow from them, benefit, this and that. But yeah, it's year one for me at the Shop and Go was pretty. It wasn't rough, but like compared to now, it's like now I'm doing some numbers. Back then, I was like really had to like try harder than I do now, just because no one knew me. You know?
That's the thing. You have to be there.
Yeah,
like you have to keep showing up. I mean, because that's the one nice thing about Shop and Grub too is it's like outside of the vendor community. I mean, the people that come, the attendees, and it's not the same crowd every time, but there's a lot of similar faces that show up.
Yeah.
And so it's like if they repetitively see you and they're like, okay, cool, he's been here for a while, like let's check him out. Like they're gonna stumble upon you once. I know that there's times where like before I started working heavy with Shop and Grub, I would show up and then, man, if I'm on crunch time and I just gotta like quickly run through it, I might not stop at every booth. And so it's like if I go 3 times in a row and it's the same type of way, it's like I might stumble upon like the booth. So I guess that all kind of falls back on just having your first impressions. Kind of there. And also too, you said networking. Before you have your first market, show up to one, see what it's like, and talk to people. Talk to the vendors. I mean, it's obvious, like, there's always going to be those booths that you see more people at than others. I mean, there's always, like, go and see what they're doing right. Like the some of the vintage guys that do, like, the $5 buckets or... But it's like, they don't put it all out at once. Like, I've noticed there's some that, like, it's like every hour they're dropping a whole new load on there to where it's just bringing people back. Like, there's just so many different things that like I've even noticed. I'm not even a vendor there. I just see it and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
It's and like when I was doing the live screen printing at the Shop and Grub, I think the first 2 Shop and Grubs, that brought in a whole another wave. Like just because normally I think my shirts are like $30, and then I was doing $12 live screen prints. It's just people pick out a T-shirt out of the bucket, and then I'll make it on the spot live for you for $12 rather than $30. So it was cool. And then it was like they got that one-of-one experience. I made it live for them. The creator of the brand made the shirt for them. So that was just another like cool, unique thing. Like just always having something too for like the audience to do. Like just having something to draw them in on top of your clothing. Or like, they always like a show or like something going on. If they see a crowd of people over there watching something, they're gonna be curious, and then it's all gonna naturally just kind of
it's that experience that you get. Again, it's like you give them an experience, and thinking of doing a live screen, like that was genius. That was
it's different.
That was different. That was perfect.
Another good one is like Forever Bonded. Like the jewelry people, stuff like that. And I know there's a handful of other vendors that do it now, but just seeing them, I mean, because it's like, man, you could have all those bracelets pre-made, but the fact that they get to sit down, pick their charms, and like, again, it's just making that the experience.
And then they're another small business that kind of grew out from the Shop and Grub, all the local events. I think they're now in Town East.
Yeah.
So yeah, like y'all got the proof that if you do it right, you could definitely grow from these markets and the events. Because I mean, that's how I grew.
I mean, even Knockout.
Yeah,
like, people like them, like the sneakerheads. I mean, Blake was the same way. It was just like seeing all these people at the shops or the shopping groups, the markets, and then now they're growing into the bigger spaces. I mean, you see even with like food trucks.
Yeah.
Like what is it, like San Crutos? I murdered that name, but
Noble House too, I think.
That's another one.
And Noble 9.
Yeah.
She
has her bakery now.
Yeah.
I think it's Hillside and Central.
Something like that.
Yeah, right across from Revolution.
Yeah. I passed it the other day and I was like, okay.
Shopping Grub needs to do like a segment of that, like
how many people
have went from this to that, because it really is it is a good number, like Shopping Grub, like
the conversion rate. It's at least 1 to 2 vendors a year, like at least. And for that, like for being how small Wichita is, I feel like that's a good number, you know.
Well, even if they're just strictly like food truck people, like bongos, bongos is crazy.
Like
when he told me, he was like, "Oh yeah, I can fly through like 800 pineapples at Taco Fest." I'm just like, then I'm just trying to think of logistically, how the hell is he getting 800 pineapples locally
in Wichita?
Like,
and they're all great quality. Fire.
Yeah, it's insane, and it's just like, so you just got like a pineapple wholesaler?
Yeah,
right? I just never thought about that. And then also, it's like, how are you traveling with those? Like, you just have a trailer full of pineapples.
I seen him. It's crazy. I seen him once at Sam's and Costco. So I think he has both a Sam's and Costco membership, and he just
probably buys them out.
Buys the whole everything. I'm talking 2 carts, 3 carts full of pineapples. So
that's insane.
Yeah.
Imagine him and his like family just like trucking behind
crazy.
him.
I was like, hey, I know
what you're doing.
That's showing too. There's still quality stuff. It's stuff that you could buy at the store. It's not like, oh, he's getting the bruised ones for half price. It's like he's actively getting the stuff. And his business model is amazing too. I know that he like tries to do it in like 45 seconds or less. Because I mean, it's wild. Like, you'll see his line at a shopping grub or any event that he's at, and it's like 25 people deep. And so it's scary to be like, oh man, I want to hop in this line. But then you stand in line. You don't feel like you're standing in line because
he's running through them.
Yeah.
But his process is like is dead on. I feel like that business, like if anyone wants like a business coach for like food or anything, like that's who you need to go to. Like from the timing to the flavor to the presentation, like everything is on point with that business. It's amazing.
I've seen him like even that, and that's another thing that's really cool about him is he'll go around and talk to people at Shopping Grub, and like, I've seen him go to the other vendors and like kind of watch how they're doing things, and just, you can see him talking to them, and it's always just like it's just nothing but love from him.
Yeah, for real. Super cool dude,
and it's great. I mean,
tastes good.
I can't ever get the pineapples because my thing is just like I'm always moving. So
it's
hard. You can't hold that pineapple.
Yeah, I'm trying to like film and then hold the pineapple. It gets heavy over time. But I've definitely, you know, if I'm hanging out for a little bit, I'll get a pineapple. But no matter what, it's a religious thing at this point. I show up, I get the Peachy King, and then go to Tacos Pina, get me some tacos.
Yeah.
And then go to El Gusto, get some more tacos. I love Shopping Grub. Out of all the events that like Festive does, like I've told Nana all the time, like Shopping Grub's like my favorite event.
Yeah, Shopping Grub's is
like the brunch is cool.
Vibe. It's just a vibe.
It's a vibe. Yeah, that's what it is. I always go like, oh, I'm gonna leave in like an hour, and I stay the whole time. That's how it was the last time. It was so hot. But I'm like, I'm gonna leave in like an hour. Stay till like the close. Hanging out by your booth,
helping put up tables and stuff. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's like it's the whole community aspect of it. I think that's honestly like my favorite part about it is being with like people like yourself, and like there's so many other vendors there where it's just, I mean, you recognize each other. Like again, Tacos Pina, Raymundo, his energy is beautiful. Tacos. How many? I'm just like, yes.
Commercial. He needs a commercial for real,
dude. It's like, man, I wasn't really wanting a taco, but okay,
like, he'll sell it for real.
Yeah. Their whole, I mean, same thing with them. Like, they have it down to a point where it's like, it's quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's like as soon as you order the tacos, they're in front of you.
Yeah.
So
their system's pretty smooth there too. Like, really, like, I think Shop and Grub, like, after you do it a few times, like, you start realizing and like, oh, I got this. I know what I need to do. And then you finally get it and you're like, boom. And it's just natural. Like, every time it's just like fun. Like, once you figure it out, it's just a fun time.
Yeah.
You know, and stop stressing out about everything. So
man. Well, shit. I'm excited for everything that's coming.
Yes.
Man. Like, I'm
for real.
Dude, I'm hurt. I'm sad.
I know.
I'm distraught about Shop and Grub being on the same day as your market.
Yeah,
but we got permission to venture over.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm hitting both.
Yeah, and it's right there, so I'm gonna take this scooter like I told you. I'm gonna be there.
5 minutes away from the Shop and Grub this time. So you'll be able to hit the Shop and Grub and the show same day, and then we'll have a working on it, possibly a Hits Entertainment YBG after party.
Ooh.
So we were talking to them pretty soon today, actually. Figure that out. So yeah,
that's gonna be a great day.
It's gonna be a busy day that day.
Hey,
so
I'm excited.
Night market, fashion show, after party.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
What a weekend. Mark, where can they find you?
YBG.studios on Instagram or in person at Knockout Sneaker Boutique.
Ooh,
nice.
Okay, Hannah.
Hand got handles.
Cool. And then you can find me at Manage to Create or jclark.jpg. Make sure you follow the podcast at Commerce Connects. And let us know who else you want to see on the show. So we'll catch y'all. Thank you, Mark.
No problem. Thank y'all.